Hello, and welcome to another episode of Delightfully Chaotic. I'm Tamir. Hello. I watched Mo Money the other day. I love that movie. I love watching old, throwback 80s and 90s black comedy, rom-com movies when I'm feeling a little weird and restless and anxious. I just like to have it playing in the background. It's my favorite scene when he's reading the book to her. Oh, take me back, Calgon. Take me away. Not me showing my age. I'm some Calgon. Hi. So welcome. Welcome back. I've been kind of going through the motions lately. Really super stressed. I'm trying to regulate my nervous system. I'm trying to just ground myself and just not really worry too much about things. It's hard to do when almost every hour there's a new headline, and I really don't want to talk about the war or possible war, whatever's going on. But just hearing about all these different things, and it's just really taking a toll. I've been stress eating. I ate like 6 bowls of cereal the other day. Peanut butter crunch. I was craving it. I rarely eat cereal nowadays, maybe once or twice a year. And I just had to get it. And they only had the family size available. So I said, I got to get it. And I ate like 6 bowls in one day. Oh, it was really good. I tried to make my own cereal like a week or two before that, but it just doesn't hit the same, you know. In this case, preservatives and heavily, processed, it's gonna win every time. It's not the same when you do it, because it's basically dough. Like the recipe I saw online for your own peanut butter crunch cereal, it's just basically like peanut butter dough, and then you just bake it. But it doesn't taste the same. It doesn't. When you're eating with the milk, it just doesn't hit the same because it's not overly processed. And I know that probably wasn't the best decision, but I ate it and I dealt with it, and it is what it is. I threw the rest of it away because I was a girl. What are you doing? I also stress ate yesterday. I ordered a pizza from Pizza Hut. I didn't have to. I had food at home. Again, just feeling a little on edge and antsy, really trying to focus myself and recenter, but sometimes it gets a little hard. I'm gonna make a point this weekend to not do that. Make sure I have a plan. Make sure I have food already prepared. But yeah, I also met up with an old friend on Saturday, and we just caught up and got lunch. That was cool. Sunday I didn't really do much. Yeah, that was my little weekend. Not too crazy. I don't think I recorded last week, so I have quite a few things I wanted to talk about. Um, the first being Nelly pissing everybody off on the internet. He's very adamant and very, I guess, proud of his choice to perform for the president at the inauguration. Oh, the person who's acting as the president at the inauguration in January, he performed at one of the events there. I highly doubt that Trump even knows who he is. I mean, these niggas, they see dollar signs, they see checks, and they say, oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. They don't care who's signing the check. He continues to say that he respects the office. I respect the office. I respect the office. How can you respect an office that doesn't respect you? If they saw you walking outside that White House with your little entourage and everything, they still wouldn't know who you are or care. They picked these black celebrities like Snoop Dogg. They picked these people because they know that they can say, oh, well, look at these niggas. They like us. What's wrong with y'all? He's a I was never a huge fan of Nelly, like his music, whatever, him, whatever. But and what is he performing? What is he still performing? Why is he still traveling and having shows? Like, who's listening to Nelly in 2025? Did he really perform It's Getting Hot in Here? Did he really do that? I'm so sick of these niggas shucking and jiving. Stop saying that you respect the office. The office does not respect you. The office does not respect your mammy, your pappy, your churn. The office wants to get rid of all of our asses. Do you understand that? You don't respect the office. You saw money grabbing, you took it. Period. And people are, blowing him up about it because it's like, what are you talking about? He's standing on business, but you standing on the wrong business. Like, this is just ridiculous. He sounds like such an idiot. But he got his money, so it is what it is. I saw a clip of their show. Him and Ashanti have a new show out called We Belong Together. The first clip I saw was pretty funny. They were in this mattress store or whatever, this high-end store looking for a new mattress or a new bed, and the mattress that they were on, they were trying out, was $76,000. And Nelly had this, pretty funny response. I said, oh, this is cute. This might be, because at first when I heard of their new show, I was like, I'm not watching that shit. And when I saw this clip, I said, oh, maybe I'll give it a try. And then people in the comments were saying how good it was. And a lot of people watched the whole show in one sitting. It's on Peacock. So it's okay. I'm going to give it a try. That was last week that I saw this. This week, I see different clips that I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know if I still want to watch it. He seems like he's awful. Like, one of the clips I saw, they were eating somewhere, and it's become, I guess, apparent, like, based on the show, that he's not very supportive when it comes to helping Ashanti with the baby. She was asking him, how can you just sleep through him crying? Like, apparently he doesn't get up in the middle of the night to help, to feed, to change diapers. He literally told this woman, I ain't changing no diapers. He literally, his grown ass, he already has children. This is her first. His grown ass told this woman who just had his child, I'm not helping you with no diapers. I don't know nothing about that. That's all on you. He's 50 years old. He actually told her this. He just gives toxic masculinity. He gives, even though he's probably not the breadwinner, they probably make the same. If not, Ashanti probably makes a little bit more than him because she is a songwriter as well. So I know she's making that money. But it gives, I go out and make the money and you take care of the babies. Very old school, antiquated way of doing things. And in 2025, that's just not the move. Like, that was always toxic. Just because your daddy did it, your granddaddy did it, all of them did it, doesn't mean that it's the right thing to do. You have to support your wife or the person who gave birth to your kid. Like, the first few months to a year and probably way after that are probably the worst for women after they have a child. You have postpartum, you're tired all the time. Anything can happen. If she's dead ass tired and you refuse to get up to help the baby, she could fall asleep. Something can happen. Like, it could be detrimental. Wouldn't you want to, like, take that load off of her as her being your wife? He was like, oh, I ain't changing no diapers. And he was like, it seemed like he was joking, but then he wasn't at the same time. Like, he was dead ass. The way he was talking and kind of smiling and being a little playful, it kind of reminded me of my 24-year-old nephew who just doesn't take life seriously, like, at all. But he's 50. And the look on her face was just, she's just so disappointed. And it looked like she wanted to tell his ass off, but, there's cameras around. She was just like, it's almost like she had no words. And I'm like, wow, how long has she been dealing with this? Like, the baby's probably 1 at this point, right? Like, he's really one of those men who just refuse to help out. Like, I make the money, so what else do you need me to do? First of all, you're not making all the money. They both are bringing in pretty sizable incomes, I'm sure. And with this new check you got from the White House, I mean, I get it, but she's making money too. But it's your baby as well. Like, you impregnated her, sir. It is your responsibility as the father to help change diapers and feed the baby and birth the baby. It's common sense. And it's just sad that there are men out there who do willfully um take on the brunt of most of that to help their wives out. I saw a clip of some random people, and the lady was sitting in the bed, and the husband was bringing her food and changing the baby and giving her the baby and taking the baby from her and waiting on her hand and foot because she just had his baby. There was another clip where he was talking to his friends, and he was like, yeah, until that nigga can actually talk to me and say I'm hungry or can walk around, once he starts walking, he gonna be around the crew. So basically you're waiting for him to get to where he's that cute, lovable toddler age, and he doesn't really need that much, attention. I don't know what the fuck he was saying. So you're gonna bring him around the crew when he gets old enough. So that's the only time that you're gonna wait for that time to actually like help raise your kid or take care of your kid or pay attention to your child. So you're going to bring him around all that toxic masculinity, bring him around the barbershop, bring him around all these other niggas. And even his friends, when he was saying that to his guy friends, they were just looking at him like, nigga, what are you talking about? Like, how could you really say that with your full ass chest that you're basically not supporting your wife that just had your baby? How can you really say that in front of you? Even his friends were kind of looking like, But of course, no one said anything. Shut up, Nelly. Fuck you. They also were talking about how I guess they're having issues with where they want to be planted, where they want to actually live. Um, and she wants to live in New York because she's from New York. Her family's there. He wants to live in St. Louis or be based out of St. Louis because of the same reason, his family. Um, and from what I understand, one of the reasons that they broke up was over 10 years ago was because of the distance issues. And so y'all haven't resolved those issues, and yet you're married with a baby now. So you already, why didn't we stop and say, hey, we're back together. This is really cute, but let's kind of like maybe get a therapist, kind of see how we can kind of like navigate what we're going to do now. What's next? We're going to get married. Okay. So where are we going to live? Like all those things should have been talked about as soon as you got back together, because apparently the location issue is still an issue. And as he's speaking, you can, to the confessional or whatever, you can kind of see her cutting her eyes a little bit, and she seems really annoyed with him. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up being divorced or separated by the end of next year. She's looking like so exasperated and just like, what did I do? You can see the regret all over her face. What did I do? And there's an article here from Yahoo Entertainment that was actually put out today. People are genuinely sad for Ashanti after her husband Nelly questioned if people really, in quotations, get up in the middle of the night when they hear babies crying. He actually said this to her. He said, people really do that? People really get up in the middle of the night? He said, do y'all really be up at night? I hear about it. Like he's playing around with her. He's fucking with her when she's trying to have a serious conversation with him about the fact that she be dog ass tired and she has to get up to get their baby when he's crying and he's asleep. And it's like the look on her face, it's like you can't help but feel bad for her. But it's like, you've known this man for a really long time. What did you kind of like ask questions about how hands-on he was with his other children? Because it appears that he wasn't hands-on at all. He probably didn't even live in the same home as the women who had his other children, which it's very clear. Or maybe the grandmas was doing most of the heavy lifting when he had the kids, right, every weekend. He probably wasn't even really raising his kids, and that's even more fucked up. And she's like, that means get up. It's your turn to change him. He doesn't even change his baby in the middle of the night. Like, their story was cute. It was like, oh, I'm sure y'all remember, like, a long time ago, he almost broke his damn neck to go across that stage and hug her. And everybody was like, oh, get back together. They're back together. They're married. They have a baby. And now the whole world gets to see that he ain't shit. He's just one of those ain't shit niggas. He really said to this lady while he was smiling and eating his food, oh, people really get up in the middle of the night? People really do that? I can't believe that they even have this on TV. Like, if I was her, I wouldn't even let this be aired. This is embarrassing on so many levels to her. She has to be embarrassed. Unless this is just for TV and he's just bullshitting, she has to be embarrassed. While Kareem is the name of their son. While Kareem is Ashanti's first child, Nelly shares two older kids, Chanel and Cornell, with his ex-girlfriend Shanetta Valentine. So okay, he only has one baby mama with the two kids. He also raised and adopted his niece and nephew, Sean. Okay, yeah. So he's 50, she's 44. They quietly got married in the end of 2023. Of course, the couple previously dated back in the 2000s and rekindled things romantically roughly 7 years after breaking up. But again, did you talk about these things? Did you talk about where you're going to live? Did you kind of like ask probing questions to kind of see what kind of father he would be? Because this is fucking insane. Just the immature, like he's just immature and just kind of like gloating to her like, oh, I'm getting my sleep. I don't know how you doing it, but he's basically saying this is your job as a woman to get up and I can't, I shit you not. So now I don't even really want to watch this damn show anymore because this is going to piss me off. During a recent appearance on Today, Nelly revealed that ahead of having a baby with Ashanti, he warned her that he didn't want to be chasing toddlers at 50. He said with a laugh, listen, I told her before we had this baby, I said, now listen here, I'm here, but chasing toddlers at 50, as many as you want, but as many nannies as we can afford. So he basically told her. Did he tell her while she was already pregnant? So surely she thought he was joking. Yeah. Wow. So he's going to be completely hands off. And she still decided to have this baby with him. Nelly also recently admitted that he's currently on cruise control when it comes to parenting and is essentially living vicariously through Ashanti, who handles their infant son. She knows I'm here. She knows she has support, he said, adding that he'll gladly provide whatever she needs you to actually support. Wake your dumb ass up when you hear this baby crying, you fucking idiot. Oh, she's gonna leave him. If she knows, she's gonna leave him. Absolutely. But now a clip from the couple's new reality series, Nelly and Ashanti We Belong Together, has sparked backlash after several viewers were left shocked at Nelly casually admitting that he's got nothing for their baby until he can walk and talk. Are you fucking kidding me? He said, I ain't got nothing for this baby until he can walk and talk. What a fucking moron. Y'all, listen, ladies, it's okay to be single. It's okay. It's okay to not be married. It's okay to not have a baby. She was better off going to a sperm bank. And the look on her face, she looks so sad and disappointed because you can tell she deals with this on a daily basis. I wonder what her parents have to say about this. Things began with Ashanti noting that the wife and mommy side of her was upset that Nelly was going on tour, given that she'd be spending more time parenting their infant son alone. It's just with the baby, it's a lot, she said. Wow. In response, Nelly told her, well, listen, it's all you. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't got nothing for him. Ashanti replied, absolutely not. I know. Wow. They actually allowed themselves to be filmed having this conversation and they put it out for the masses to analyze and to judge. They had to have known what they were doing. In another scene, Nelly told a group of his friends, and this is what I was saying before, until he can say, I'm hungry, until he can say, I need to use the bathroom, it's going to be a lot in your lap. As soon as he gets to walking and talking, he with the crew. That is some fuck shit. I know she completely regrets her decision. But it's too late now. The nigga's already here. Ashanti later called Nelly out for sleeping through their baby's cries at night. I'm trying to understand how is it that you sleep through when he starts crying, she said. He said, do y'all really be up at night? I heard about it. Wow. He's playing in her face. He said, I don't even hear y'all. Oh, he wouldn't have to hear anything because I'd knock his ass out. You gonna feel it. Wow. He's 50 years old acting like this. He said, I'll give you the world. I just ain't changing no diapers. Wow. They're not gonna last. And you would have thought, like looking at all of their pictures when she was pregnant and how they were always together, he seemed really attentive. You would have thought that he was really, just doing the bare fucking minimum and taking care of his child. Wow, but he's not. The first cream of steak nice. I would say I feel sorry for her, but a part of me does, and then a part of me kind of doesn't. Because, I mean, maybe they shouldn't have spent the block. Maybe they shouldn't have. Because he's not it, Ashanti. You might think, oh, we spent the block and all these years later, we still have all these feelings for each other. That's not what it is. He's not it. He's not it. If you can't, at the very bare minimum, get your ass up and at least try to change the baby's diaper when the baby is crying or see what's going on, that is crazy. And there are a lot of men who feel that way, who feel like I ain't got to do nothing. Ugh, whatever, girl. If you like it, I love it. We bye. Bye. We're off of that. Tyler Perry responded to the allegations kind of, but not really. I put this on my little agenda about 2 weeks ago. So I don't even know if people are still talking about Tyler Perry and the allegations against him from his former employer, Derek Dixon. But he posted himself like, it looks like he was in a rocking chair or some shit. It was like a black and white video, and he's like singing some Negro spiritual or something, just being really like, is tongue in cheek the right word, the right phrase? Tyler Perry with a response to recent allegations. He doesn't really have a response. This is what he's saying.
Got the whole world in his hands. Hey, I'm just sitting here on my porch just looking. What am I looking at? I'm looking to the hills from whence cometh my help. For my help? Some of y'all know the rest. I just wanted to come on and just tell everybody, just be as calm as you can.
He's saying words, but not really saying anything at all. Yeah, Tyler, it doesn't look good. We haven't heard anything else about it, so maybe they settled. I don't know. But you did that shit. Leave people alone. Fuck you too. Diddy, the closing arguments were last week or this week, I think. I think the jury is deliberating this week. I don't really know what to expect. I'm hoping that he gets time for something. I know he will. He might not get life. I mean, maybe he will. I don't know. It's really down to the wire. So it'll be kind of exciting, I guess, to see what the verdict will be. I really hope that he doesn't get off completely. I have a feeling that he won't. But somebody put in the comments, this was 2 days ago, defense wraps closing argument saying the government failed to prove any allegations of racketeering charges. No, they had evidence. Somebody in the comments says that welcome home party gonna be slippery as fuck. Shut, because of course, if he gets off, my nigga, he's gonna go right back to doing what he was doing. And he'll probably try to get his lit back from people that testified against him. He's gonna be heavily surveilled. But he's still gonna figure out a way to get his lit back. He's definitely gonna be doing more of these parties. He's gonna go right back to his regular routine. Because actually, when he was in New York to turn himself in, he was preparing for another freak off. Like the day or two before, he had to turn himself in. Like he's gonna go back to doing the same shit. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Fuck you too. We just saying fuck niggas all this whole episode. Ugh. B. Simone is also in the news. B. Simone, I don't really understand why she's famous, but I guess here we are. Um, I never really liked her. I never followed her. She always seems really disingenuous with everything she does. And people are just tired of her ass too. She has a podcast, a solo podcast called Let's Try This Again. And I'm reading this from the root.com. Why Black internet hasn't had enough of B. Simone's antics. Her latest episode, Let's Try This Again podcast, has people analyzing her personal and business approach, and she is going out sad. So apparently she had a best friend on the show. I'm not really sure who this woman was. And she was basically talking about, you know, how she's gone through some hardships and I think that she was homeless at one point or living with family and she didn't really have any money. And then she mentioned how she saw B. Simone with other friends freely give money. And she was like, you know, even though I would see that with you, it was hard for me not to be resentful or something to that effect because I was going through something, but basically you never like reached out or offered to help me or whatever. And the whole time she's basically talking about B. Simone being a shitty friend, and B. Simone is just like, yes, Jesus, yes, yes, yes. Like, really, like, audibly, like, listening and affirming what she's saying. So basically, you're affirming that you're a bad friend. People are just kind of like, people have clocked it. Like, she really, from the plagiarism thing, when she called herself writing a book and she plagiarized somebody's whole ass shit, from that to this, to just like, she seems really corny to me. Like, she always talks about people having 9-to-5 jobs. Like, you realize that everything that you have can be gone in an instant because at one point you had a 9-to-5 job. She kind of like, she just kind of seems like one of those people who gets money and kind of looks down on other people, as plainly as I can put it. In the article, they actually mention a few things that could be the reason that people are pissed at her. One is a lack of accountability. There have been moments when B. Simone has positioned herself as an individual who lacks accountability when she is met with online scrutiny. In 2020, she released a self-help book. This is what I was talking about, Baby Girl Manifesto Life You Want. But the excitement quickly faded when people realized that she was basically copying content from Pinterest bloggers. She was, you know, plagiarizing. She apologized and blamed her team. She dodged complete accountability for that whole thing. So that's number one. The fact that she's always talking about people having 9-to-5 jobs. So she faced more backlash during a Nick Cannon interview when she said she couldn't date a man with a 9-to-5 job, insisting he had to be an entrepreneur. The comment didn't age too well. On her recent episode, Let's Try This Again podcast, she tearfully admitted to her depleting finances, even stating that she had to downgrade from Bloomingdale's to shopping at H&M. Now she was crying and said, you know, I had to stop shopping at Bloomingdale's and I had to shop at H&M. Girl, shut your ass up. And she's saying this to the same girl that was pretty much airing all her shit out, her best friend. So I think, because of course I didn't look at the damn interview, but from what I can gather from what other people are saying is that she did end up saying, you know, in the past, she was that rich friend that would hand out money here and there and it ended up biting her in the ass. So maybe I'm thinking when this particular friend needed help, she probably was just, you know, kind of in the background scoping things out and maybe didn't want to just jump in and just give this girl, you know, X amount of money or whatever, because maybe she thought she would go through a similar situation where she gets burned, but not even attempting to help out a friend who's clearly struggling and you're a millionaire, like not even offering to pay a bill here or there, or you know what I mean? Like that's where people are getting lost. Like you see your friend struggling and you're not even offering, you know, some kind of financial help. Like that's, to me, that's not really a real friend. Yeah, people were blazing her about that H&M, the H&M comment. Oh my God, there were so many different memes. There were so many different memes, I can't even think of them. The internet had to humble her past tone-deaf comments, with one ex-user posting, I know that ain't the same B. Simone that says she couldn't be with a 9-to-5 man. Crying because she got to now shop at H&M, LOL. She posted some stupid little clip after all of this. People were up in arms. She was in Walmart or something, and she was like, "Oh, I don't know if I can afford this $26 order." Just being stupid and corny. Shut up. It's just like, y'all make anybody famous. Cause I still don't understand how she's in the position that she's in. And you can call me a hater all you want. Because she was on Instagram a long time ago, acting an ass. That's how a lot of these people become famous. They go viral for being complete morons or doing something that gives, I mean, that's the whole thing. Going viral. That's the whole thing. She's not funny. I can't stand her voice. And she seems to be the main denominator in all of this. She did have another podcast with another friend, Megan Ashley, I think. I think she has her own podcast now too. They cut ties. They were former besties. I think people throw around that word way too often. Yeah, she questionable approach with personal relationships. B. Simone rose to fame with her funny commentary about desiring a boyfriend, making women cool for women to chase men. But since 2024, her rebrand was nothing more than a marketing scheme. She cut ties with close friends, including her former bestie, Megan Ashley, only for her to earn her Pick Me gold star by seeking validation through men. Ugh. People are letting her fucking have it, as they should. And what's wrong with H&M? Actually, I don't really like shopping at H&M. It's kind of like Old Navy, like all these basic ass clothes. I mean, they're not super expensive, but I don't know. What are we doing here? Ugh, B. Simone, do better. Yeah. She just, ugh. I don't know what it is about her. Just looking at her just makes me want to punch her in the face. I know that's not a woman kind of thing to say. But yeah, go to hell. Oh, I saw the losers this podcast episode. Let's get into one more loser. One more loser, and then we'll get into some other stuff. Nick Cannon, surprise, surprise. This is gonna shock every single one of y'all that are listening to this. Nick Cannon was asked to name all 12 of his kids. Guess what happened next? Per theroot.com. So Nick Cannon was on an interview and he was asked to name all 12 of his kids. And I think he left off like 2 of them. Surprise. Now, granted, all of his kids have these ridiculous names that he was probably the sole person responsible for naming all these children. I absolutely believe it. I absolutely believe that all of 12 of 8 of these women, because there's like 8 or 9 women and there's 12 kids. Because I know there's 2 sets of twins or something like that. Anyway, I know that all of these women were like, yeah, just go ahead and cut me that check. You can name this baby whatever you want to name him. So he sat down for an episode of a podcast called The Really Good Podcast. Bobby Althoff, I guess it's a pretty popular podcast, and I know exactly 100% why this person asked him to name all 12 of his kids, because of course you can, idiot. The popular TV host was explaining once again his reasoning behind siring so many children. This time he chalked it up to him having a king complex and likened himself to King Solomon. Shut up! In the Bible, who had 700 wives and 300 concubines. Shut the fuck up. And you have no wives. So you're still just spreading your little funky little seed around and you ain't even got that damn wife. Here's his quote. I don't want no wives. I just want kids. Wow. Later on in the interview, he detailed how different his children are and shared an endearing character trait about his 2-year-old daughter, beautiful Zeppelin Cannon. That's when the host asked the Wild and Out host to name all of his children. Well, things went as bad as you would expect. Of course they did. You want all 12 names? This is where I usually get in trouble. I know all of them, but when you label, can you label or just rattle off 12 of anything? Shut up. I'm tired of stupid niggas today. I think I'm going to end this one little thing. I just can't. After a little bit of back and forth, Cannon eventually started naming his kids, and we'll just let you watch the footage for yourself. I'm not watching that shit. Naturally, once the clip hit the internet, folks online were quick to drag Cannon for his whack memory. Nick Cannon can't even name his kids but Legacy, good dad, quote unquote. Nick Cannon better not have another child until he remembers all his children's full names and birthdays, because of what? And I guarantee you he doesn't know their birthdays. If he doesn't know all their names, he definitely doesn't know their birthdays. He definitely was the sole person responsible for naming all of these children. And I pray that when they get of age, they all change their names. Again, like with Nelly, like these men, like even though at some point in my life, while I still have a few cute years left on me, right? I do want to have a partner at some point. Absolutely do not want to have kids, and hopefully it'll be way too late for that anyway. But don't want to have kids. I would love to have a partner, right? But it's just it's scary. It really is scary just thinking about the fact that there are men out here in this big old wide world that think the way that these men do, that act the way these men do. And then there are women who allow it, who enable it. Like, I am content with being single for as long as I have to be, because I just cannot, I don't have the patience. I don't have the time. I don't have the grace to give people. Like, I can't. Of course, he doesn't remember all his fucking kids' names. And I wouldn't be surprised if he had another child on the way. I haven't heard anything. And then somebody else commented, just rattle off 12 of anything. Nigga, they are kids. We have school teachers who know all their names, their kids' names, and they have a class of 30. This why you dumbass niggas who was on some, well, he got money to take care of them, were sounding stupid as hell. Exactly. Just having money to take care of your kids does not mean that you're in your kids' lives and or that you care about their lives. Just like with him and Cam Newton, y'all just spitting out these kids. Jasmine Brown that's her name. She's pregnant again. And again, it takes two, right? But it's like, we really have to stop letting these men just have their way and do what they want. And please, like, how much money is he paying y'all to put your body, your minds, your psyche through all of that stuff that pregnancy puts you through? Is it really worth it? And I think one of his baby mamas was complaining about him not spending enough time with. Girl, what the fuck did you think he was gonna do? He already had 9, 10 kids before yours. What kind of time was he supposed to spend with your baby? You got what you wanted. You got to check. Anybody who has kids with Nick Cannon after like the second or third baby mama, that's on you. That's on you, madame. Of course he doesn't remember these fucking kids' names. Piss me off. This is kind of good news. This is in the mess section, but not really. So this isn't really mess. It could be. I have to see for myself first. Red Lobster's CEO has revamped the menu with plenty under 20, including $5 margaritas, and the masses are rejoicing. Unlimited shrimp may still be off the menu for the foreseeable future, but 7 new dishes and 3 new cocktails have been added. Why is unlimited shrimp off the menu? Oh, because that crappy ass shrimp that I had a few weeks ago that tasted like chemical garbage. Is that the same shrimp that's off the menu? Unlimited shrimp. Maybe that's the shrimp that they actually floured and battered that they took off the menu. I wonder why they took it off the menu. On Monday, June 23rd, the restaurant chain announced its long-awaited revamped menu, including brand new items like decadent seafood boils and overflowing crab-top dishes, and the return of tried and true favorites like Crab Your Way and $5 margaritas as part of its annual Crab Fest promotion. So the Black CEO, and this is a power move, I ain't gonna lie, like he knows the culture. He knows his audience. He knows that Black people love them a crab boil. So they have the little bags. And like Mr. and Mrs. Crab does this. Other seafood places do the crab bags, but I don't think Red Lobster has ever done like a crab boil bag. And I guess you can get like different flavored butters in it. And I actually want to try it out. Apparently it comes with just one crab claw, a lot of shrimp, I think lobster tail, potatoes. It looks pretty good. I saw a few people reviewing it. And yeah, it looks pretty good. I wouldn't mind going and get that and maybe like a $5 margarita. Kind of see what it's hitting for. I would definitely need more than one crab leg or crab claw, whatever. I think it's just a cluster. I need about 6 of those because I can eat some crab legs down to the ground. I might try it out. I don't know. Um, it's a new day and we're making changes we think you'll be happy with. The 36-year-old CEO explains in the commercial as he stepped from a regal office into a Red Lobster dining room. Discussing the changes further with Bloomberg, he stressed that the restaurant will remain affordable and approachable as it attempts to rebound after filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in May 2024 and closing over 100 of its locations nationwide. We want to have a core value offering at all times. We say there's plenty under 20 on our menu, which is true, and which is something that we want to make sure we continue to have, the restaurant executive told us. This is a great idea. It really is. And, hopefully it'll work for them. I dragged Red Lobster for filth last episode, I think, because of my horrible experience. It wasn't all that bad, but it wasn't great. So maybe I'll try it out and see. So yeah, Red Lobster doing the things. I could go for some crab legs right now while you playing. What else is there to talk about? Oh, Wendy Williams' husband is suing on her behalf, quote unquote. Are you? This is per blacknews.com. This was a couple of weeks ago. Ex-husband of Wendy Williams files $250 million lawsuit on her behalf, but his motives are questioned. Of course they're questioned. That nigga left her for another woman, had a baby with the bitch, and Wendy Williams' ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, has filed a $250 million lawsuit claiming she was abused, over-medicated, and fined. Why are you just now doing this? Why are you just now doing this? Is your money running low? And how is he able to file a lawsuit on her behalf? From what I understand, she's doing better. She's in her right mind. I think that she was planning on having a podcast with someone else. I think I heard. Why is he doing this? And where is she at while he's doing this? So he's saying that she was abused, over-medicated, and financially exploited under her guardianship. The suit names 48 defendants, including her guardian, a judge, Wells Fargo, and several lawyers, and accuses them of violating Williams' rights. Again, where were you a year or two ago? What is According to People, the suit filed on June 17th does not seek to end the guardianship, but calls for major changes. Hunter wants the court to appoint a new, but you don't care about this lady. You don't. He does not care about this lady. Unsealed court records conduct a full forensic audit and release Williams from what he calls involuntary confinement. He is also asking the court to appoint him as her next friend, allowing him to act on her behalf. Absolutely not. This is a money grab. Once again, this is you trying to get close to this lady to get whatever's left of her fucking money. Because whatever it is that you parted with, is probably draining the baby mama that you got, probably draining all your money, bad investments, whatever. You do not care about this lady. Stay away from her. The way he dogged her out. Where is Wendy? Where's her niece? Wasn't her niece like pretty instrumental in like really helping her? According to the complaint, Williams was placed under guardianship without a proper medical evaluation or the chance to hire her own lawyer. Hunter alleges that she has endured abuse, unnecessary. People were already saying that. Hunter estimates Williams has lost roughly $20 million a year due to her forced break from work. He also claims her son lost access to his college fund. How old is her son? Shouldn't he have been in college? He says the lawsuit is an effort to end what he describes as fraudulent bondage. Shut up. They are not gonna give you that damn money, nigga, on her behalf. And he wants to be named as her next friend. Next friend? He wants this money. He wants her money. He wants some kind of money. If he's suing, he wants that money. He wants some kind of money. So this episode, I gotta think of a title, but basically it's about ain't shit niggas. Oh my gosh, this can't be life. This cannot be life. Where's some good news? Ooh, some feel good ish. Kiki Palmer accepted an award. I think she was at. This was this at the Hollywood Unlocked Awards? I think it was. But she had a really nice speech, and before she started her speech, Megan Good actually presented her with the award, and she just stopped and kind of paid, homage to Megan right in front of everyone. She turned to Megan and she was just really just gushing over her and just like giving her flowers, because Megan Good is that girly. Megan Good has been in the game. At least I remember her from Friday. She was a little girl at the ice cream shop. She's like, man, I hate him. That was her. I remember her all the way from Friday, Cousin Skeeter, God, Deliver Us from like so many different projects that she's been in. And I enjoy Megan. She's fly as fuck. Like, she's been in the game forever. So let me see if I can just play a little bit of the clip.
You have been an inspiration to me since I was a child. Looking up to you and seeing you as a person to just represent and aspire to be has been everything I needed and more. I just hope you always know how much you mean to a young woman like myself. Because without you, we wouldn't know where we could go and who we could be. Seriously.
Oh, I just love that. And Megan just looks like genuinely touched. Like, it was so unexpected. And she looks like she's about to cry. Yes, I love that. So I don't know what award she won. I don't feel like looking it up, but it was at the Hollywood Unlocked Awards that they have every year. I think it's called the. Ooh, don't give me a line. Boop beep, boop beep boop, whatever. But that was a feel good moment. Shit, I don't know. But that was a feel good moment. Also, another feel good moment, because we need it right now to kind of like cleanse our brains of all the fuck shit that we just talked about. This is per blacknews.com. Nearly 100 homeless students from New York City graduate high school. Love to see it. About 100 high school seniors living in New York City's shelter system marked their graduation through the 10th annual Future Leaders Ceremony. The event celebrated their strength and determination, with many students receiving scholarships, laptops, and school supplies to support their next chapter. That's awesome. Especially with Job Corps being dismantled. I don't know. I haven't followed up with that, but this is really good to hear. With everything going on, it's just organizations like this is what people need, especially kids that imagine being homeless in high school, homeless in middle school. Like, you already have to go through so much as a teenager, not having a home, not having somewhere to like safely lay your head every night has to be one of the most stressful things ever. And I just, I complained early in the episode about being stressed out. I'm grateful for everything that I have, of course. I can only imagine. And my situation could change overnight. Like, I'm fully aware of that. So I love to see things like this. Among the graduates was Eric Drayton, who faced homelessness while finishing school. After the adjustment, you realize it's not that bad and you're open to amazing experiences such as this one, he said. So let's see, that's another good moment. Feel good shit, feel good-ish. I think that's enough to kind of cleanse our brain and our palates. I really quickly wanted to discuss. Now I'll let y'all go because I've been talking. Oh, there's another thing that I wanted to talk about. And this isn't really feel good shit. This is just something that I saw on TikTok. Well, it was a repost from TikTok on Threads. This lady, she's 40 years old. She just turned 40 and she's crying hysterically in her car. for not having any accomplishments. She's like, I'm 40, I'm turning 40. I just, I don't have any accomplishments. I haven't really done anything with my life. Like, I just feel like this and that. And I'm just like, I don't know. I have thoughts about that because I'm 42 and I might talk about this on YouTube in a longer format, but sometimes I feel the same way. I really don't feel accomplished, even though I'm actively working on, my goals and things that I want, that I aspire to. I'm still very much in survival mode. I'm still very much in a day to day, week to week kind of thing. Like, I'm very much trying to, like, really make my way the way any way I can. But overall, like, I'm not a super accomplished person, like, at all. And I know a lot of that has to do with decisions that I made in the past. If I could turn back the hands of time, if only. But I know a lot of it is my fault, just decisions that I've made. Even when I thought I was making good decisions, it turns out I wasn't. I didn't have any discernment at all back in my 20s, even like my 30s. I was just floating through life, and it really kind of triggered me a little bit. I wasn't crying with her, but I was just like, I feel that though. And a lot of people were supporting her in the comments. They were like, I'm 40 something too, and I'm not accomplished. And, it, it, seeing a lot of people kind of rally for her and kind of like telling their own stories, it was really kind of heartfelt, and it kind of made me feel like, okay, because I know at some point I'm going to be successful. I do have things that I'm currently working on, but society really leads you to believe that you have to hit all these different milestones at different times of your life. Like, you go to school, you go to college, you meet someone, you get married, you have a baby, you have a great job. Like, that doesn't always work out for everyone the way it works out for some people. And there are some people who, they say, okay, I'm going to have husband and kids by the time I'm 30. And they actually actively work on that. I'm going to be a business owner by the time I'm blah, blah, blah age. A lot of people are just going through life and just doing the best they can. And yeah, that kind of like had me thinking, like, at the same time, I just feel like we weren't really put here on this earth to work ourselves to the bone and be super accomplished. It's just the way of the world. It's especially the way of this country, where it's kind of like, you know, pull yourself up by your bootstraps shit. We all know where that saying came from. So fuck that. Um, go out there and get them and make things happen. And we weren't put on the earth for that shit. We were put on this earth to just enjoy each other, enjoy life. I don't believe we were put on this earth to work, especially 5 days a week. But if you're here and you want to take care of yourself and make sure you have a roof on over your head, you have to play the game. And a lot of us, like me, have been so knee deep in playing the game that sometimes you just don't have the time to really sit back and think, like, what have I done? Like, what have I really accomplished? I can't really point out a real accomplishment that I've made. And when I say accomplishments, I mean like the girlies who are making like 6 to 8 figures and have like successful businesses. And to me, those are accomplishments that I'm currently working on. But I guess being accomplished can mean something different for other people. My accomplishments to me specifically would be full-time entrepreneurship, making a name for myself, being able to help others, or having the means to be able to help not just myself but my family and other people, and just kind of making a name for myself and having something that's for me that can contribute to my community and things like that. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. All I know is, girly pop, you are not alone, baby. I don't know if I would have got on this internet and been crying and stuff, but you know, it was really nice to see everybody kind of like giving her words of encouragement. Someone said, "You don't need to accomplish anything. Society has brainwashed women to thinking their value is defined on what they can get done, and it's such bullshit. Journal, make some tea, lay in the sun." I know that's right. I've been journaling. I've been journaling for like 3 years. I don't do it every day though. Usually when I have something to actually like write about. Somebody else said, "Girl, none of us have it all together. I still can't swallow pills without choking half to death." Girl. Okay, forget I even said that. Yeah, it's kind of good to see that, at least she's not alone. I'm not alone either. I guess we're all just fucking losers, huh? Yeah, you'll be all right, baby girl. Hopefully, I will too. I ain't finna be crying on the internet though. Miss me with that. I wanted to talk, and for Weird Ish, I wanted to talk about the aliens in the mall in Miami. I thought that there was a new update, but I don't think there is. So I want to like look more into that because I really want to talk about it. But there's not that much information for me to like talk about. It seems like it's kind of like, I don't know if y'all remember, was it last year? I don't know. It was a while back. And they were like, alien sightings. There was aliens in the damn mall. Somebody actually saw this person open up some kind of portal and these niggas just walked out of it. I have to look more into that and then we'll talk about that next time. Yeah, and let's see. Do we have something for TV and teens? Yes, yes. I don't know. Did I talk about this the last episode? I did not. And just like that, the spinoff of Sex in the City, I wanted to talk very briefly about what I think about it thus far. I am only on season 1. I'm on maybe the 7th episode. And just like that, of course, like I said, it's the Sex in the City spinoff. I hope this is the last thing that they're making because, like, just off the strength of it being Sex in the City and a show that I loved in my 20s and in my 30s, and even the movies, it's just like, okay, we can be done after this one. I really like it so far. There is a lot of representation with the Black characters. So much so that it kind of feels like, here, damn, we got some niggas in it. We got some, literally the first episode, the first like 30 seconds or so, you can see 2 Black people like walking past, like 2 extras just walking in front of the camera. I swear to you, and even though I love this show, I really do, and I've watched it since it was on HBO, they really did have they really got a lot of flack for not having Black people on the show. They only had like maybe a handful, if that. And it's like, you're in New York City in the mid to late 90s. Are y'all the only people in New York City that have money that go to fancy nightclubs and wear fancy clothes? There are rich Black people in New York. There are Black people with means in Manhattan, and there was in the 90s. Why are we taking this long to show other people of color in this show? Like, I like the representation, I do, but it kind of feels like, damn, here you go. Y'all keep on complaining about niggas not being in the show. Here, all the niggas. You get a nigga, you get a nigga, you get a nigga. I don't know. That's kind of the vibe that I get. And uh Nicole Ari Parker is one of the new castmates. She plays a rich Black socialite, what do you call it? Socialite. Her and her family have means, Black family. I think her husband, I want to say she married into money. I think her husband's family is rich. So she's a part of the show. Sarah Ramirez, she's Latino. She's a part of the show now. And the lady that was in Forever, pretty lady, Karen Pittman, she is a part of the show as well. And these are reoccurring. They actually have like they give main character, you know, they're side characters from the three main characters, which is Carrie, Miranda, and Charlotte. Samantha is not on the show. You know that the girls were beefing for a long time, so she's like, "No, I'm good." So right now it's just the three main characters and the side characters. Yeah, it's a lot more representation in this spinoff. We'll see if it carries on into the next seasons. I think there's like 4 seasons or something, 3 seasons, and I'm hoping that that's it. I'm going to watch it because it's Sex and the City. Like I love everything about Sex and the City, except for the fact that they really was acting like there was no black people in Manhattan in the 90s that had money. Like y'all didn't know that rich black people existed in New York until 2021 when this show came out? Shut up. It seems like a kind of like, here you go, whatever. I do also like that the show does touch a lot on like aging and like, you know, what your body goes through, the thoughts that you have when you're getting older. Like the characters and even the women in real life, they're in their 50s now. I think Sarah Jessica Parker is in her mid to late 50s. She's 60. God, dog. She looks pretty good. She looks good. But she's 60. And, you know, there's a few episodes where, you know, it's kind of like she has to kind of reckon with the fact that she's an older woman. And I think there's one episode where there's a younger neighbor that's downstairs with their friends, and you know she's in her old apartment, and they're just right on the stoop under her apartment, and she feels like the old lady that's yelling out the window. There's another episode where she's looking at herself in the mirror, and I don't know, a part of me kind of feels like, you know, I'm starting to kind of see my own mortality and myself kind of like aging, and you know, little wrinkle here. Do I have wrinkles? I don't know if I have wrinkles. Just maybe it's my mind playing tricks on me. I do appreciate the fact that they're talking about aging. It's definitely something that a lot of women, you know, grapple with. And I'm not an ageist or whatever the fuck y'all want to call it, but I don't want to look older than my age. I don't want to look old when I'm older. And I think that's a really real thing. And to say that you don't care, I mean, if you don't care, then cool, I care. That's why I really want to take care of myself. At this big old age of 42, I'm finally getting, you know, my face care routine down. And I made this face wash. I'm really tired of buying products at the store with all these fucking chemicals in it. I'm just over it. So I looked up a recipe online for like a natural face wash. So I got some Castile soap, and it has like different oils like coconut oil, jojoba oil, pretty much natural, like less than 5 ingredients. And then I got some organic honey. And so I mixed that together with a little water, and I use that every night as a face wash, and I love it. It lathers so good. And I can tell a difference in my face. My face is glowing in the morning. I stopped washing my face in the morning with cleanser because I heard that you shouldn't wash away the natural oils in the morning. So I take an ice cube, and I just like run the ice cube over my face in the morning and just wipe it off with a wet washcloth. And then I do the honey wash at night. Baby, by the end of the summer, my skin is going to look like glass. Like I really, I want to stay as young as I possibly can in my mind and physically. And again, call me ageist if you want. I don't care. Aging is a very real thing, and everybody reacts to it differently. So yeah, I'm glad that they touched on aging. I like it so far. I wish that they would have had the representation way before this. Again, they did have black actors here and there sprinkled around like the regular season, and I don't think they had a lot of black or people of color actors in the movies. They had 3 movies, I think, 2 or 3. But this is just what white people, this is what they do. They were completely oblivious until 2021 that they didn't have like main characters on the show that were Black or people of color. There's also an Indian woman, very pretty lady. I'm not going to attempt to say her name. There's an Asian woman. So yeah, good for them. Yeah, I kind of stopped watching it. Not because I'm uninterested. I just got a lot of shit going on. I'll probably pick it back up this weekend. And just like that, that's my first review of like the first season so far. I'm also started watching We Were Liars. We Were Liars. That's pretty good. I'll talk about more of that next week. But yeah, I kind of feel like I was all over the place this episode. But I think I'm gonna end it there. A lot more fuck shit than I wanted to talk about. I didn't even realize it until I was halfway through the mess. But thank you for sticking it out with me, and until next time, bye.